What's up guys, Rob at Optimal Bodies. Now today we're going to talk about artificial sweeteners. So there's probably a lot of controversy around this subject. A lot of diet drinks get used, they might be used to sweeten protein shakes, or you might just be putting them on your food or adding them to like brews like your coffee and your tea to make them sweeter. And it's a substitute for sugar to make something sweet, obviously artificial sweeteners. Now, I reckon most people, 90 to 95%, something like that, will probably say, if you say, are they good for you? They'll probably say no, because it's not natural. Now, let's start with, just because something is quote unquote natural, doesn't mean it's good for you. And a lot of people say, oh, if it's natural, have as much as you want. If it's not natural, it must be poison for us. And that's quite stupid logic if you think about it. Because there's lots of things that occur naturally in nature that can be very toxic, even on small doses, or stuff that you can't eat high doses. Even too much water can be a problem and actually lead to death. So you've got to put it in perspective. Just because it's natural doesn't mean it's good for you, and then just because it isn't natural doesn't mean it can't be used as an adjunct. In this case, to help satiety and diet and weight loss. So look through the research, and this is my extrapolation. There's quite a lot of information, so I've got my trusty notes. So we're going to start with, are they safe? So they're like FDA approved because they wouldn't be in the products. So artificial sweeteners are seen to be safe, and the research is showing that they're only dangerous or cause any sort of health problems at ridiculous amounts that you wouldn't be able to fit in a day. You just wouldn't be able to, say it was from Diet Coke or something like that, you just wouldn't be able to fit that amount in your stomach, the liquid from that, to cause a problem. So it's ridiculous amounts that are shown in the research to cause a problem. So they're FDA approved, they're allowed in these products, and they're seen as safe. So that's not something you should worry about. Now, I think they're great on an ultra low carb diet, which we'll speak of in a second. And they're just great for those people starting a diet and they've still got those sweet tooth cravings because they might have given up their favourite treats, that chocolate bar, that pack of biscuits, or even something like some crisps or something with a nice taste to it, little bag of sweets. That can be something great. So if you're getting that sugar craving, but you've perhaps cut out sugar, if you follow my recommendations, then you might just put something like a pack of stevia or equal or something like that, some artificial sweetener, just to sweeten your tea instead of putting milk in, or your coffee, or you might have a Diet Coke or a Coke Zero, just to get rid of those cravings and helps you stay on track to your diet. That can be a very good adjunct to get rid of those cravings and keep you on your diet, and you're probably going to be far more successful than someone who tries to suppress all these sweet cravings, completely cuts it out, but then at the end of the week or throughout the week, they just go on a massive binge and it just builds up and up and up. So it can just keep sugar cravings at bay and help you stay on track. If you're one of these people that's got a strong sweet tooth, so you don't have to have diet drinks or artificial sweeteners added into your drinks or protein shakes with something like sucralose in, but you can have them knowing that they're probably not going to cause a problem, and if anything, they're going to be beneficial. And I think sucralose is actually shown to be anti-inflammatory and actually lower blood pressure. It's going to be very cardiovascular protective, so they do have benefits as well, actual physiological benefits. A few examples that I recommend and in the research are shown to be completely fine. Aspartame, which is in a lot of diet drinks, any sort of sucralose based products, something like stevia, something like equal, or you might see a sulfame K or potassium K, something along those lines, or saccharin. You'll probably see them on the ingredients, and they're in there because they're qualified to be safe, so don't worry about them and use them to your advantage. But, and it's a massive but, there's a caveat to this. So we've talked about the health side, that can be completely fine, but if you're looking for fat loss, you need to be on a low carbohydrate diet for most of the week or most of your day, depending what you're doing, for these artificial sweeteners not to raise insulin levels. So I've spoken about insulin before. It can be a fat storage hormone depending how it's used, but it's mainly tells your cells get ready for nutrient absorption, and it makes cells grow. Muscle cells, that's probably really good. Fat cells, we don't really want that. So when you're on a low carb diet using artificial sweeteners, they can be really good, and for someone that's relatively fit, they're not been obese a lot of their life and they do some exercise, not pre-diabetic, type 2 diabetic, that sort of thing, then they're not shown to cause an insulin release or anything of particular thing to worry about. So it's not going to hinder your fat loss goals. But if you're on a carbohydrate-based diet and you're adding these artificial sweeteners on, so say you have a bowl of pasta and you have a Diet Coke with it, you're going to get a bigger insulin release, and this is shown when using sucralose, a bigger insulin release when having the pasta with the artificial sweetener rather than just the pasta on its own. So it's not the artificial sweetener that's causing the insulin release, it's because you're getting it with the carbohydrates. So make sure you're having them away from carbohydrate consumption, and you're not going to cause a problem if fat loss is your goal. Now, as I spoke of before, if somebody's relatively obese, overweight, unfit, and we can all be honest with ourselves, we know if we're in that situation, or you're diagnosed type 2 diabetic, or you've got those sort of symptoms. Now, just the smell of something sweet can actually cause an insulin release. So, these artificial sweeteners in these people can cause an insulin release and could be causing a problem in your fat burning goal. So if you've tried loads of different things to your diet and it's just can't get you over that plateau, but you're still having diet drinks, or you're sweetening your tea or coffee, then I would recommend try cutting them out for a period of time, and that should get you over that hump, as you could be in this metabolically deranged group, which is often spoke of. So that can be where it causes a problem. So there's always a but, it always depends. Are artificial sweeteners okay to use? So watch this back and listen to what category you think you fall in, and with regards to diet and your body composition, and then you can make a decision whether you think these are going to be a good adjunct to your diet or to your everyday life, and you can use them as you will and pick some good ones. Now, for some reason, some of the artificial sweeteners, so you get a packet of stevia or something like that, or equal, they can be sweetened themselves with dextrose, which is sugar, and or maltodextrin, or even both, which in my eyes completely takes away the point of an artificial sweetener. You might as well just have pure sugar instead of having both, because it can cause a bigger insulin release. So just watch out for ones that are sweetened with that, avoid those, and you're probably going to be safe with like Diet Coke and things like that, because it tells you the sugar content and it's usually 0. So I think that's all we wanted to cover on this video. I'm trying to keep it a little bit short for this one. So don't be afraid of them, and don't think everything natural is really good for you, and vice versa if everything unnatural is bad for you. I'm not saying that unnatural things aren't bad for you and natural things aren't good, but there's a crossover point, and things can fit into both categories, and I think you should be able to enjoy the things in life, these foods that might be frowned upon, to be able to enjoy diets. That's when you can go back and watch my videos on how to implement your favourite foods and use them to your advantage for fat loss, muscle building and health, which health should be your #1 goal. So any questions on this topic, as I might have missed something, but try to give you enough information to make a wise decision and an adult decision as you will. Please like and share my page. We're sponsored by Damn Fitness, and this is Robert Optimal Bodies. Any questions, fire away. Cheers, guys.